Hello, welcome to Sports Cruise on UTV Africa. My name is Chinwe Pikin. We are reaching you all the way from our Bujo studio right here in the nation's capital. As always, the show is packed. The only thing what you need to do is to turn up the volume of your TV set because everything will concern sports, we've got you covered. I'm not going to like to waste your time today. I'm not alone inside the studio as always. I've got our top defender, Ingo, join me the striker today. Well, you're not going to see my fellow bad-headed one or Tumba. I've got the man with the dreads. He says he's a defender. But today, Ingo be my strike partner on the show. Temilei Odunoga joins us as always. Good morning to you. How are you doing today, bro?
I'm doing good.
Good to have you on the set. I know you're ready to go.
Yeah, I'm ready.
You sure you're ready to go?
Yeah, I'm prepared.
All right, let's roll quickly and go to Champions League. Excitingly, the playoffs for Champions League went down during the midweek. Some collect, some receive, some give as well. Galatasaray settled down to beat Juventus 5-2 with our own very own star boy Victor Osimhen running matters with 2 assists. Monaco has lost the game against PSG from 2 goals up to lose the 3-2. Benfica lost at home against Real Madrid. We're going to focus on that game. So many talking points in that game don't go anywhere. Dortmund lost at home. Rather, Dortmund beat Atalanta at home 2-0. And of course, Karabakh lost at home against Newcastle 6-1, the highest scoring side of the match, the one of a playoff of a Champions League. Olympiacos lost at home against Bayern Leverkusen 2-0. Bodo Glimt beat Inter. Bodo Glimt right now are the Giant Slayers. They beat Inter 3-1 at home. And Club Brugge, with our very own Onyeka Dikachi in action, 1 goal, 1 assist against Atletico Madrid, 3-3. That game ended. And so it be. I told you we're going to the camp of Benfica because the highlight of that game was Vinícius Júnior scoring a very beautiful goal. In fact, the only goal of the match, and then choose to celebrate towards the opponent's corner flag with his dance steps. Well, the fans found it offensive. The referee said, no, you're not supposed to celebrate like that. And then he was given a yellow card. And that was where all hell let loose. Of course, with accusations of racism directed at Vinícius Júnior from Benfica's owner Prestiani, though he denied anything, saying, I did not call him a monkey. Kylian Mbappe said he called him a monkey. Vinícius Júnior said he called him a monkey. And then they used the new rule to walk out of the pitch for about 10 minutes. And eventually they came back to finish the game. Temilei, we had a beautiful game, of course, excitingly for Champions League against Benfica and Real Madrid. We know they share history. Of course, the coach, Jose Mourinho. What do you make of the match and the chaos, racism here and there? Vinícius Júnior, of course, Mourinho came out to say, why always him? Yeah. Why always the same person in different stadiums? Is there anything bad in Vinícius Júnior's celebration against Benfica?
Well, personally, I don't think there is. Other players, we have seen it different times. Even in the days of Thierry Henry, people celebrate with the corner flag. I mean, Jamie Vardy too has done it before against Crystal Palace. I can remember he kicked down their flag. He did the eagle celebration, and everybody just said it's banter. So I see no reason why when a black player decides to, and it's always Vinny because they say he's provocative, but really that was just a celebration. If somebody else did it, if that was Mbappe, the reaction wouldn't be like that. Yeah. But just because he has a name that it tends to be always in the bad light, that maybe he's provocative, maybe he's aggressive, he always looks for trouble. But really, it shouldn't have been pushed to that extent. And it's such a shame that this day and age, we're still having talks about racism in the highest stages of football. I mean, nobody ever closes. If players want to talk, they close their mouth, but they don't use their shirts to close their mouth and talk. And the fact that he got so close
to Vinícius
to say what he wanted to say. If he wanted to talk, why didn't he just use his hand? Or why did he
have to cover his mouth?
Exactly. Why did he have to?
What you want to say is a good thing.
And what also adds another layer is because of his Argentinian, and we know what they say about Argentinians and their history with the blacks. So it's a very controversial topic. It's such a shame that such a great game of football, like I mean, their Ukrainian keeper, Benfica's Ukrainian keeper, in the first half, he was amazing. Kept them in the game, and everybody was excited to see what will happen in the second half. So to spoil such a good game of football like this is really disappointing.
Did the referee handle the game well?
I mean, to the best of his extent, because he couldn't take him off. He couldn't take Presiani off and say, oh, he can't just... There was
nothing he can do at that moment.
At that moment, it was just to settle down the nerves and everything. I feel like there was bias in a way because of the yellow card he gave to Vini. But you can see how some refs will also make that decision just because it's in the opponent's stadium and it can be seen as a way to aggravate the fans. Because no matter where you are, you can't lie that the fans will take offense if you dance on their corner flag and, you know, celebrate in a way that isn't seen as sportsmanlike. But yeah, the ref tried his best. I was disappointed in Mourinho's comments.
I hate Kobo saying that. Why always Vinícius Júnior?
Yeah, I was very disappointed in Mourinho's comments. Apart from that, he said something else along the lines of, Eusebio, Benfica's former player, was a black man, so how can the club be racist? I don't think that makes sense because every legendary club that we know have some racist fans or have been alleged to have some racist fans, like Chelsea now. All of them have black players that play.
It doesn't really matter.
It doesn't really matter. If a team is racist, they are going to be racist, no matter who plays for them or who is their head of staff or who is their president. If you have a racist fan base, they are going to remain racist.
Well, the good thing is that UEFA don't come out to, make it known that they're investigating. And of course, Kylian Mbappe after the match said he wants to clear the air. Obviously, he had Preston a call as a Vinícius Júnior monkey. Though Preston came out to say, well, I did not call him monkey. But then, if you did not call him monkey, why were you covering your mouth to say whatever you wanted to say? And Kylian Mbappe was saying that he shouldn't play Champions League football anymore. What's the best punishment for players who engage in an act of racism? And some are saying UEFA is not harsh, it's not hard on players. UEFA is not hard on teams. That once you go hard on them, of course, the rest of the other teams will sit up. We've seen this several times. In fact, Villarreal players, fans, against Real Madrid, we've seen that. We've seen that several times on La Liga. But what is the best way to tackle racism in football? Because it seems like it's not working.
Well, I feel like heavier sanctions will be a good start because when the teams feel the pressure from the governing body to make their fans act right, and they see that, they are really losing money every time to the actions of the fans, trust me, they'll try their best. But I feel like most teams try to pacify their fans because they know it's them bringing in the revenue with the tickets, with the merchandise sales. So they wouldn't want to come out and outright. No team ever wants to come out and say, our fans are the problem. They'll try their best to cover up. Like Benfica made a post after the match that, there was a lot of space between him and Vini.
There was no one could have heard him say anything.
Exactly, but we watched the match. Exactly. So no team will ever come out and be like, our player is racist. But the best thing UEFA can do is to acknowledge the fact that, after they finish their investigations, they should acknowledge the fact if it comes out that he is guilty and he actually said it, he should be banned. What I feel like what Mbappe said, he doesn't deserve to play at Bernabeu. If even in the Champions League for a while, he should take about actions. There should also be a therapy session because I feel like it's internalized, the racism. Sometimes they don't even think what they are doing is wrong. Some of them genuinely feel like black players are subhuman. And that's why we also saw that video of the young fan.
Yes, they're also fans.
I'm not even sure that boy was up to 5 years old and he was doing the monkey emote. So it's really disappointing. So heavier sanctions, heavier fines, and bans for the players.
Well, heavier sanctions and bans for the players. Well, in the midst of all the chaos and racism talks, let's not forget about the beautiful game. Real Madrid in a match, a lot of people were expecting Benfica to put up a fight. Madrid came out on top with 1-0. Well, I don't think it's over yet because we know Mourinho, we know Benfica. Also, Mourinho got a red card in that game, 2 yellow card. You know, but was Vinícius Júnior lucky to escape with a yellow card in that match?
Yeah, I mean,
Because they were fouled. There was a foul that Mourinho was protesting for that led to him being carded.
yeah, he was. I mean, after the initial yellow card, you could say that that card was a second yellow. But I feel like the refs, just to take the pressure off the game, because if he had given
The second yellow card,
the yellow card, it would have also been another talking point after the match. That, oh, the first one wasn't meant to be a yellow card, so why is he going to miss the game at the Bernabeu because of the refs' bad decisions? So a lot of things were in play that game. Hopefully, we can say like the second leg of that game will be the same.
It's over.
It's very much over for Benfica. I feel like
They won't survive.
at the Bernabeu, it's a different ball game. I know we said that last year about when Arsenal beat them 3-0 and they came back and they still beat them again. But no, the best thing Real Madrid could do for themselves was get the win at Benfica Stadium. And now going back to the Bernabeu with their fans, and now this unwavering support for Vinícius and the team.
And the team,
get the job done.
All eyes on them.
Yeah.
Well, all eyes on Madrid and Benfica in the next round of fixtures. But they will tell you 1-0 was a good result for them. All eyes. Another match to look out for is PSG Monaco. Monaco was 2 goals up, but then PSG came back to win that game 3-2.
Yeah, very 2 good goals. I might add. Monaco started the game early with Folarin Balogun, the Nigerian born, but he plays for USA now. He scored 2 brilliant goals in the first half to give them the lead. But I feel like, you know, Enrique went back to the drawing board. He said, "Who do I need to put into this match
And then
to
Desire
get the
Doe.
game?" And yeah, Desire, he came in, and you could see the instant shift in the game. And also, Monaco got a red card also in that game. So now, looking at it, you know that PSG, when they go back to their stadium,
Easy for Monaco.
Monaco is in very, very, very big trouble.
It's not easy for them. But let's talk about Galatasaray Juventus. Victor Osimhen did not score, but then he got 2 assists in this game. They beat Juventus 5-2. Well, I don't think it's over because Juventus still on a very good day in that stadium. The old ladies, they can't put up a fight.
Yeah. Massive props to Galatasaray and their fans. I feel like when Galatasaray got the game going and their fans were their back, I feel like it gave Osimhen. We all know who Osimhen is off the ball. He's hungry. He will always make sure he puts enough pressure on the defenders to make mistakes. Plus the fan combo, you can see why they were very jittery at the back. It felt like Juve, they couldn't really build up the way they normally do in their Serie A games from the back, playing it wide and everything. But the pressure from Osimhen and the other attacker, Noah Lang, it gave them no chance to think about, what they're going to do next. And so, yeah, that was a very good game for Osimhen. I'm very happy for him. Even though he didn't score, I'm sure he'll be very happy with his performance.
Of course,
and
true.
Yeah, it's not going to be an easy game for them in the return leg, but it depends on what the manager decides his tactics to be, whether he wants to go all out again or he just wants to sit back and protect their 3 goals. I mean, 3 goals, it's not impossible to come back for me, but it's going to be a very tough ask for Yildiz and his side.
Well, another match to look out for has to be Club Brugge and Atletico Madrid. That match ended 3-3. The return leg got no go easy. Well, let's leave Champions League quickly and cross over to Premier League, of course. Midweek actions, and also take a look at weekend actions. Arsenal drew 2-2 with Wolves. Tamile in a smile.
Mr. Otuba.
Don't worry, we'll catch up. But when 2-2 Wolves and Arsenal are cruising to victory. 9 minutes of that game, 9 seconds of that game, and then miscommunication between Gabriel Magalhaes and De Villarreal gave Tom Edozie a chance to pull up that shot, of course, that ricocheted off Calafiori and then went into the net. 2-2. I asked this question before. Come on, Jesse, for body. Come on, your emotions on the side. Will Arsenal survive this pressure? They are 5 points currently I think 5 points currently ahead of Man City, with one game at Man City with one game at hand. Will Arsenal survive this pressure?
He's looking worse. I can't lie. He's looking worse. You know, I feel like the ball is at both of their parks, because if Arsenal feel like they can't, then they can't. And I've said this, and I wrote an article about it. I said this before. People say, oh, the problem is, oh, you know, last year, they always have excuses. Oh, the problem was the injuries. Or the problem was the board wasn't giving Atata enough backing. Support. Now he doesn't have
squad depth,
everything day. So there is no, I wish Mr. Ottoba was here. there is no excuse for that performance yesterday. There's absolutely no excuse. I know they can say, oh, it was at the Molino Stadium, but I mean, Chelsea went there how many weeks ago, and they dismantled them. You have the players. Why do you go one goal up and you feel like the game is over? When Arsenal scored the first goal at the beginning of the match, Saka with a brilliant header under the legs of Jose. Exactly. Saka. And then they just laid back. They started doing sideways passes. They felt like, oh, the game was over and they were just drawing it out. Okay, then you scored another goal after a heavy VAR check. 2-0. They score again with a brilliant goal. Instead of you to try and get another one, you start time wasting. Trossard just laying down on the floor. Everybody acting like, oh, the game is over. And then when push comes to shove, you see that Arsenal in the Premier League, they have their expected goals against is one of the lowest, but yet they still score some of the most atrocious goals. Like that goal now, on a normal day, is not meant to happen. Just like the goal that Brobbey scored against them, Sunderland, that they drew in their stadium. Why is it when it comes to the ending minutes of the game, the players just like so fragile-minded, they can't just find it within them to hold on for
this situation? Why always this situation?
It's becoming pathetic.
You cannot say Ateta has not seen this several times.
You can't.
He don't see him. He knows what to expect.
Exactly. All the players just seem like they don't have the mindset of winners. And I feel like that's why most times you see every coach, when they build a team, they make sure they sign a serial winner. And I feel like that's the missing part. They don't have somebody that has been through all this hardship. Like now, when, like I said, when Mayu, exactly, like when Mayu were in the FA Cup, you see that FA Cup run, the people who really helped us, it was Varane and Casemiro, because they have been through this type of, they have been through this type of things. They know how to put their team in check. With a captain like Odegaard, no offense to Odegaard, he has won, but with a captain like him, you don't expect him to know or have the experience of what it means to carry your team past the finish line. He's not in him, and I don't think they have anybody in that team right now.
There are those who says that what's his name, Declan Rice should become the captain.
I mean, yeah,
he was the captain in West Ham.
Yeah,
then they won Europa League.
He would be a perfect fit, but due to some reasons that is best left to Arteta. Maybe Declan Rice doesn't want it. Maybe it feels like it's too much pressure, because I mean, you can't compare West Ham and Arsenal in the same level of fan expectations.
Let's talk about Arteta and Saka. Arteta played Saka in number 10 role.
Yeah.
And there are those who are coming for his head. There's a Berich on the bench. Yeah. Someone who is familiar with the number 10 role. Is Arteta Arsenal's downfall?
Short answer, yes. I feel like some decisions he makes, you can't go on trust the process for so long. To me, after the season, they were on top for 93% of the season, and then they lost in the final days. That should have been the change. That should have been what should have led the board to be like, okay, we have to change, because now that they have seen that, okay, before, especially what they used to call them, the Arteta fans, they see that, okay, he has an issue with some decision makers. You cannot sign a player for more than 55 million, then keep him on the
faith to play him.
Then keep him on the bench when you know that is literally
his
the
position.
Role he is meant to play. Then you put him on at the dying minutes of the game, and you expect him to perform a miracle for you and score the goals and make the sales. And yet he is still adamant on starting Gyökeres. when Gabriel Jesus, since he came back from injury, has been performing better than him. But because of, it's Gyökeres, the money you spent on him, you want him to play, you want him to get. And I get it, a striker, always somebody like Gyökeres that is coming from a season of scoring multiple goals, he would want to play. So, and the money, they have to make use of the money that they spent on him. But I feel like he's too hard-headed when it comes to some decisions. You should not try and always wait out a game. Sometimes try and win, try and play the beautiful football that they played in the 22-23 season. Even though it comes with some risks, at least you can say, okay, I played and we were almost there. Unlike playing football like you're scared and still losing.
Well, we'll go on a quick break. When we come back, of course, actions and returns this weekend. Yes, in Premier League. Well, Arsenal will be facing Tottenham Hotspur. Man City will be facing Newcastle United. Of course, Chelsea will be welcoming Burnley. When we come back, we'll be taking a look at the chances of Arsenal surviving this weekend against a new manager at the helm of affairs in Tottenham Hotspur. It's a London derby. It no go easy for them. Meanwhile, all eyes on Manchester City and Newcastle game. That game too go tired up. Our sports cruise, which was truly Chinwe Pikin alongside my top striker, Temileyin Odonuga. Will they come back? No go anywhere because matter is still plenty far front. And welcome back to your favorite sports show, of course, Sports Cruise, which was truly Chinwe Pikin alongside Temileyin Odonuga. Well, let's get back into it. Premier League action for this weekend. Of course, Arsenal. Yes, another tough match for Arsenal in this one. Tottenham Hotspur, Arsenal. It's a London derby. Arsenal cannot afford to drop a point in this one. If they do, Timmy.
I mean, if they do, then Mr. Otumba should also miss the next episode because it's going to be war inside the studio. It's going to be war. But yeah, I feel like they have Tottenham with the new manager bounce. With the new manager bounce, they have more hope than they did before they sacked. They sacked Thomas Frank. I mean, and the fans, especially now that they see that, okay, we can actually go at these people with the draw that they had last night, the fans will have more initiative to be at the back of their team and say, yes, let's get these 3 points. And it's a North London derby, one of the fiercest derbies. But we have seen over the years that Arsenal have been dominating. I mean, the last win that Tottenham had against them in the Premier League was May 2022. So yeah, Tottenham will be looking to, change their fate and maybe
kick on the season
from there
and see how they end the season. Yeah. Well, I know Peter Arteta, I don't want to be in his shoes, but with the kind of money they don't spend on top of his head, almost £1 billion, these are the matches they expect him to win. Tottenham Hotspur.
Definitely.
These are the matches he wants to play. These are the matches that players want to face.
Yeah.
Man City will be at home against Newcastle. And they will play first on Saturday before Arsenal's game. And then you can imagine the pressure on Arsenal if Man City wins this game. But on a very good Newcastle too, another stubborn team.
I mean, Newcastle, the team, just like Wolves before, like in the 2021 season, they are the team that when it comes to big games,
they're there.
They are always there. I mean, apart from their recent loss to Liverpool. But yeah, when they come against big teams, and they just won a game, Champions League, so against Karabakh, and so that would be also
was on fire,
4 goals in the first half. So that's something that would make the players be like, okay, yeah, we can do this, but going to the Etihad is a tough ask for anybody at this rate, especially when Guardiola smells blood. He can see that first place already shining in his name, and everybody wants it. I mean, like, you can see it in the players that they're now truly believing. Ever since that win against Liverpool, there's opportunity to go at Arsenal and maybe just take the title now, once and for all.
Nottingham Forest will be at home against Liverpool. Of course, another interesting game, another top match to look out for with their new manager, Pereira, top manager in one season for Nottingham Forest. Well, Liverpool not go find them easy.
They won't, especially since they are playing away from home. I mean, Liverpool, most times their glory can be seen when they are at the Anfield Stadium. But now, it's really a hard game to read because even with the new manager bounce, I mean, when they first signed Angie, he didn't get anything for them, and even with the small good Sean Dyche could do, they still sacked him. So I feel like it all depends on whether the fans still believe that there's something in this season, and that all depends on what the players show them on the day. So yeah, it's a really good game, man. I can't wait to watch that one.
Well, another game to look out for is Chelsea's the Pride of London against Burnley. Another interesting match. Aston Villa, Leeds United. Well, Chelsea and their new manager, Rossino, know they run away from challenges. They know how to deal with the smaller teams.
I had my doubts about him when he first entered, but he's a really good coach. His man management, I feel like he's one of the best in the league. The way he talks about the players and the way he makes sure the fans go along with them. You can see that just like Maresca, but with less of the flair. He really has a dream, and he truly believes that he will be the one to put Chelsea back to where they were at the top of the Premier League. So yeah, I feel like that game should be, especially since they are playing it at home, it should be an easy game for them. Burnley, they have their days, but I mean, they just lost to Mansfield in the FA Cup. So I don't really expect much from Burnley that game. And yeah, I see Kopama and the rest of his friends taking the win.
Well, this game is another important game, but then it's for Monday. Everton, Manchester United. Before this one, Timile, before this one, I know you're Man United fan. How does it feel to be without football for almost a week plus, 2 weeks?
It was horrible. I literally woke up on Saturday morning and I was checking the games. I actually forgot that we're playing FA Cup. But yeah, it's one of those things. I mean, disappointing to play only 40 games in the season. I mean, Arsenal and Man City, they have already played their 40th game this season. I think Man City have played their 41st, and us, our 40th game will be the last game of the season. So it's really disappointing. I mean, I won't call his name, but the coach that was coaching us before.
Call his name.
The coach that was coaching us before, he did a lot of damage to the team. But yeah, we're getting it back. Like I said in the last episode, a draw against West Ham is not the end of the way, especially when West Ham are beginning to find their form. I think they have a game against what are they facing this weekend, but I know they have another hard game this weekend. So yeah, it's one of those things. I mean, hopefully, it's Everton's house, and now the fans want a big result from them, especially when it's a secluded game, a Monday night game.
Don't forget the first leg, the first game as well.
How can I forget? I mean, we lost to a 10-man Everton, and it wasn't even from a foul against one of our players. If a player fought his own player, got a red card, and they still beat us at home.
That result.
Yeah, it was painful, but it's one of those things. I mean, this season we can see it's definitely not ours, but we're just trying to, get the points and hopefully end up in top 4.
Do you see Man United walking out on Monday with 3 points?
Why not?
You think so?
Why not?
They got the same part. The new stadium. It's all right. We're here to remind you. But of course, we will live in Premier League fixtures. Of course, I'm out watching fixtures for this weekend. Let's leave Premier League and rush to La Liga very fast. On Monday, Barcelona lost 2-1 against Girona. I did not see that result coming.
I didn't. I mean, yeah, we know it's a Catalonian derby, but still, I mean, Girona, they really played a good game. I feel like Barca, after that loss to Atletico, their defense is really in an abysmal state. The first half, Lamine Yamal, he got a pen off almost antics, and yeah, he still missed it. I feel like if Rafinha is on the pitch, why is Yamal taking the pens? That's just genuinely how I feel, because Rafinha is their pen taker.
Who carries this team? Lamine Yamal or Rafinha?
Like you asked this question last episode, and I told you it depends on what they are going for, but Rafinha is the main man, and you could see that in that game. If he played that pen, to me, it would have been a whole different game. But you don't play football on ifs and buts, but you play it on the pitch. So yeah, Girona, after Barca got the lead from a Kubasi header, you can see they turned it up another level to be honest, if not for Joan Garcia, Barcelona's keeper, it would have been way worse. And I know you can make an argument for the second Girona goal, that whether it could have been a foul on Koundé or not. To me, it was a foul, but I could see why it could be given, because some refs give those type of things, and that's something you just have to take on the chin. Those kind of decisions, like I always say, every team gets bad decisions. Some gets more than others, but every team gets bad decisions. So those type of decisions, you are meant to take it on the chin. And genuinely, Barca didn't do enough to say they got they needed the 3 points from that game. They were settling for a draw. From what they played the whole of that second half, it showed that they didn't have the belief it takes. So yeah, hopefully Flick can get his tactics sorted out.
Well, hopefully this weekend that they will correct the mistakes they made against Girona on Monday, because Barcelona will be at home against Levante.
Yeah,
they should come out on top with 3 points on this one.
With the performances they have been showing recently.
At home at Camp Nou.
No. I mean, every time a team goes up against Barca in La Liga, I always expect Barca to win. So yeah, they are definitely the favorites, but they shouldn't go into. I don't think they should go into that game with blind rage like the way they did against Girona. I feel like Flick should settle down, maybe discuss with his coaching staff, discuss with the players, so that okay, what is actually going on? Maybe try and switch. I know, and you know the thing about German coaches, they are very hard-headed, because to me, that high line that he plays sometimes, it does more harm. I mean, we saw it against Inter in their second leg semi-final last season. They were winning, they still kept the high line, they were still trying to score more goals, and that was what Ovun gave Inter an opportunity to equalize. So yeah, it's one of those things. He has said that, and also you can't forget Hansi Flick, his second season course, like they say. His second season is always very, very horrible, every team that he has been at. So it's one of those things that you just have to see whether he would switch up or will stay the same way.
Well, other fixtures, Athletic Club, Elche, Real Betis, Real Vallecano, Atletico Madrid, Espanyol will be facing each other. Villarreal, Valencia. So Real Sociedad, Real Oviedo, Osasuna, Real Madrid, they come there. Getafe, Sevilla, Celta Vigo, Mallorca. And of course, on Monday will be Alaves, Girona facing each other in this one. Osasuna, Real Madrid. I wouldn't expect Real Madrid to lose. They wouldn't want to drop a point at this one.
Yeah, definitely. I don't expect Real Madrid to lose. I mean, for even it to be like a practice for their game against Benfica, I feel like they'll be going into that just to, get more belief that, okay, yes, we are going to be able to seal the deal against Benfica. Osasuna hasn't been doing too bad this year. I mean, they're not in the relegation zones, but with the fact that Madrid have smelled blood for Barca, that, okay, yes, this league might be ours to take. Let's push for that. Let's create more gap, because at this point, if a team wins and a team loses, it's going to keep on interchanging just like that. So I feel like Madrid with trends back playing good football, Vini, Mbappe, Camavinga, all of them, Valverde, they are back, and they are playing Carvajal, they are playing real good football. So yeah, I see Madrid taking the 3 points.
Madrid hopefully will be taking 3 points. 2 points are separates them and Barcelona, who is second right now. Tight race between these two teams. Well, let's leave La Liga and rush through to Serie A. Yes, fixtures are to expect this weekend. Mouth-watching fixtures are to expect. Of course, yesterday, a standing game between Como and AC Milan. Como picked 1 point at the home of Milan. Now, Fabregas seems to be punching above his weight with Como in Serie A. They promoted, and here they are, punching above their weight against the big teams. In fact, they almost wanted to destroy Milan yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, like manager, like coach, I feel like he has always been someone, an ambitious player, and now he's showing in his managerial role that he wants to win, and he's also a part owner of Como too. So the investment is more than what we see on the pitch as the coach. He's also at the background, looking at the youth team, looking at the whole layout of the club. So yeah, I'm really happy for him that he has found his passion, and it looks like he doesn't even want to leave the team anytime soon. So yeah, Milan obviously it's hurt that they lost points when they still want to stay close to Inter. And Inter, their last match they won against Juventus, even though albeit with a controversial officiating. But yeah, it's one of those things. So right now it's looking like Inter are declared favourites, but it's the Serie A. Everything happens at a very rapid change of pace.
Well, fixtures to look out for this weekend in Serie A: Sassuolo, Verona, Juventus, Como, Lecce, Inter, Cagliari, Lazio, Genoa, Torino, Atalanta, Napoli, Milan, Parma, Roma, Cremonese, of course, Fiorentina, Pisa. Those matches on Monday fixtures: Bologna, Udinese. Atalanta, Napoli is one game to look out for. Another game to look out for has to be Milan, Parma, and also Lecce, Inter, because the race is tight at the top of the table for Serie A. If you drop points, you see anyhow.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like albeit Inter is a bit above everybody else when it comes to first place, but the race for European football, on the other hand, is still tight. I mean, Atalanta in 7th position. They'll be looking to get a win for Napoli so that they can keep their hot pursuit on the people for Europa. So yeah, definitely good games for this weekend. A lot of people looking to certify their spots or keep their spots for this European football. I know Milan also.
Yeah, Milan they
need to close. Napoli also.
Napoli as well.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm going to definitely look into all those matches and see how they go, because it's going to be a fun watch.
It's going to be a fun watch, of course. Talking about Serie A. Well, quickly, let's leave Serie A. And can we come back at home briefly and talk CAF Champions League? 6 matches for Rivers United. 6 matches for Rivers United. Just 1 point, 1 draw for Rivers United, led by Finidi George. Well, I don't know. A lot of people feel Rivers United coach Finidi George is not good enough. Some says, well, you cannot fault him based on what is available on ground for him. The league, the club itself. It's not a privately owned club, unlike every other club, the RS, the Benapre Amis FC, and the Dynamo Power Dynamos. This is a club, not a government-owned club.
Yeah.
Are you disappointed with Rivers United and their performance in CAF Champions League?
Definitely. I feel like I'm disappointed in Nigerian football as a whole. For a country that we call ourselves a footballing nation. And I feel
Giant
like
of Africa.
Exactly. Everywhere you go, on the streets, on anywhere, even on the express, when you're passing, you see people play football, because that's literally our national sport. That's the sport we take the most pride in. So for one of the best teams in our league to go to CAF Champions League, and you see teams from Morocco and Egypt qualifying for the next stages, and the only team from Nigeria is taking last place with the worst goal difference in the whole tournament, -11. Come on, you don't really look at that type of performance. Only 1 draw out of 6 games, and you are saying, oh, it's the team. I feel like, because when you go and represent your country, when you qualify for something like that, although you might not be the best team in the league, whether through your achievements or the players you have, you are representing. That means when people are watching, they don't care about what's going on
in your club.
They care about, okay, this is the team that the country has to offer. Exactly. So now you have become kind of a laughing stock to the whole of Africa, that, oh, this is the best team that you can bring out. And people say,
well, you can't give what you don't have. You sow what you reap. To me, you cannot give what you don't have. You said our league. I know you weren't expecting him to perform miracles.
Definitely not. I feel like it's not about the talents. It's never about the players. I mean, I've seen people play football, and I kid you not, whether it be from the grassroots, but I've met a lot of good, talented football players in my life, and when I've been playing ball. There's one I literally went to school with, and if you see this boy in the midfield, name is Donald. If you see this boy in the midfield, what he can do with the ball is truly exceptional. But I feel like the major problem comes from the infrastructure we have, Nigerian football, and it's not even only about, because football is, I mean, this is sports craze. Let's talk about even in the whole sporting scene of Nigeria. It's very terrible how funds go missing, infrastructures are not in place. I mean, look at the amount, we call ourselves a footballing stadium, but how many stadiums can we play good football in the whole of Nigeria? So it's really disappointing. Every time I think about it, it's just like, and it doesn't even, and that's why you can never get angry when people don't want to play for the national team. I'll never ever insult a player that says, oh, I don't want to play for a national team, because truly, when you look at what they have, even if it's Austria national team that is calling them, they will go, because it's a better placement stone for them than coming here to suffer. You're here, oh, they don't want to release funds, oh, players are bringing out money from their pocket to do this one. Now, a government owns a football club, and instead of them to put money into it, they are just watching them sink, and they think, oh, bringing a national team legend is just going to make all the problems go away. It's not possible. What do you intend for him to do? If they say is his problem, they should bring another coach, and they have been saying it's his problem for a while now. They should bring another coach and see how he should fare. The truth of the matter is, Nigerian football is way behind our other African
other leagues.
Is way behind.
Well, let's leave CAF Champions League because Rivers United came back into action for MPFL. One of their standing games, they have 5, they played 1. They drew 1-1 with Kwara United yesterday. And after that match, we saw some fans step into the pitch, encroaching to the pitch. Hopefully, we were awaiting statements. But then Kwara United, as usual, don't release statements condemning the actions of their fans. Well, if you are closer to these stadiums in Nigeria, I will advise you to go watch Nigerian Premier Football League. As you go, make sure you wear helmets for head, just in case somebody won't bust your head. That's what we face in Nigerian Premier Football League. National United will be facing Benda Insurance, Kun Khalifat FC Niger Tornadoes, Katsina United, my own Enugu Rangers, Warri Wolves, Barao FC, Wiki Tourists, Remo Stars, defending champions. Of course, Rivers United will be up against Enyimba. Another match to look forward to. Though Enyimba is not Enyimba, the elephant is not standing tall. Don't know what's happening to Enyimba, but expect a good match. Rivers United, Finidi George facing his former team with his own backroom staff, Olarinwa Joe as well. Once coached Enyimba, currently with him in Rivers United. Ikorodu City, Bayelsa United. Do well to follow this game if you're in Bayelsa. Okay, Ikorodu City, they're going to Lagos. Ikorodu City, they welcome Bayelsa in Lagos. Of course, Bayelsans, if you are there, go watch the match and enjoy life. Get to know your players. It's important to get to know those teams. Though they might not be doing so well, but if you identify with them, identify with the local teams, you will enjoy them. The same way they enjoy Enugu Rangers. Kano Pillars will be up against El Kanami Warriors this weekend. If you're opportune to watch any of these matches, I would advise you to go watch the matches this weekend. On behalf, of course, the host crew here, we say thank you, as always, Timilani, my top striker for the show today. Thank you, as always.
Thank you for having me.
The hope for miracle against Everton and Man United on Monday. We shall see about that. My name is Chinwe Pikin. Have yourself a wonderful weekend. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye-bye. From all of us, Sports Crews in our Abuja Stadium right here, we say cheers. Happy weekend.